Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Get ready for explosive drama in Port Charles. The upcoming 3 weeks of General Hospital from April 20 to May 8 are packed with high-stakes twists that will leave fans on the edge of their seats. Several carefully guarded secrets are teetering on the brink of exposure, threatening to shatter lives and upend alliances across town. Meanwhile, a very special episode is set to bring an exciting guest star to the iconic streets of Port Charles. Buckle up as we dive into the sizzling storylines coming your way on ABC's longest-running daytime drama. From heartfelt reunions and shocking confrontations to risky moves and Broadway magic, the next few weeks promise non-stop intrigue, romance, and jaw-dropping revelations. First, girls, come sit with me a minute. I just finished watching the latest General Hospital, and my heart is still doing little flips. You know that warm, nervous feeling when you sense something big is about to happen? That's exactly what this week, from April 20 to 24, is giving me. I've always had a soft spot for Christina Corinthos Davis. That girl has been through so much, bless her heart. This week, she's feeling all that familiar restlessness again, and I can't help but worry for her. Then out of the blue, Ethan Lovett shows up wanting to talk to Sonny Corinthos about a job. Now, between us, I think Ethan might be looking to team up with Sonny against that tricky Jen Sidwell. Oh, honey, when those two start working together, you just know trouble is brewing in Port Charles. And speaking of trouble, Valentine Cassadine is trying to pull Nina Reeves onto his side to go after Jack Brennan. But Carly Spencer, Lord, that woman is not having any of it. I actually laughed out loud when I saw how quickly she shut that idea down. Carly has never been one to bite her tongue, and I love her for it. She's like that strong Southern friend who tells you the truth even when you don't want to hear it. My heart really went out to Willow and Michael this week. They're fighting so hard over little Jacinda, and it just breaks my heart to watch. Divorce is never easy, especially when a child is caught in the middle. I keep praying those two can find some peace soon. Then there's Britt Westbourne. Poor thing got hit with some alarming news that turned her whole world upside down. It looks like she's about to find out that young Rocco Falconeri shot Ross Cullum. When she learns the truth, I swear she's going to lose her mind. But just when things get too heated, Cassius Faison, or should I say the man pretending to be Nathan West, steps in and calmly talks her down. He tells her to let him handle it. I don't know about you, but I'm holding my breath to see if she actually listens. Now, let me tell you the part that made me smile the biggest. Sweet Giovanni Gio Palmieri is taking Emma Scorpio Drake to see Aladdin on Broadway. Can you imagine how magical that night is going to be for those two young hearts? After the show, Gio even gets to introduce Emma to his good friend Michael James Scott, who plays the genie in the musical. I thought that was just the cutest thing. In the middle of all this heavy drama, it's so nice to see a little light and romance and Broadway magic touch Port Charles. You know, watching all these stories unfold makes me think about how much life in Port Charles is just like real life. 1 minute, everything seems calm, and the next minute, secrets are popping out like popcorn on a hot stove. I've lived long enough to know that hiding the truth rarely works for long. Sooner or later, it all comes out, and when it does, it usually brings both pain and a chance for healing. I'm really hoping some of these folks find their way to forgiveness instead of more fighting. What touches me most is how the younger ones like Gio and Emma still manage to find joy even when the grown-ups around them are tangled up in so much mess. That Broadway trip feels like a breath of fresh air. It reminds me of the simple pleasures my husband and I used to enjoy. A nice night out, good music, and a little magic to forget our worries for a while. I hope those two kids make some beautiful memories that they'll carry with them for years. And honestly, I can't wait to see what happens next. Will Sonny and Ethan really join forces? Will Britt keep her cool or explode like a firecracker? Will Carly's strong words make Valentine think twice? Every week, this show gives me something new to chew on while I sit with my knitting or my afternoon tea. It's like having old friends visit my living room every day. I wouldn't trade these stories for anything. Second, oh girls, pull up a chair and let me tell you what's coming next on General Hospital. My coffee is still warm, but my nerves are already jumping. The week from April 27 to May 1 looks like it's going to be full of danger and tough choices, and I can hardly sit still thinking about it. Nina Reeves is really stepping into hot water this week. She's going along with Valentine's plan and giving Jack Brennan some secret information that Valentine has been hiding. Honey, I have a bad feeling about this. Nina has always been a smart woman, but when she gets mixed up with Valentine's schemes, things have a way of blowing up in her face. I keep whispering to the screen, Nina dear, think twice before you do this. And if things go wrong, poor Willow Kane could be the one who pays the biggest price. Brennan might ruin Willow's whole life if this plan backfires. That just breaks my heart. Willow has already been through so much pain. She doesn't need any more trouble landing on her shoulders. What makes it even harder is that Willow is holding a strong card against Nina, that syringe with Nina's fingerprints on it. Because of that, Nina is feeling so much pressure right now. It's like she's walking on eggshells every single day. I feel for both of them. Families should lift each other up, not tear each other down with secrets and threats. Sometimes I wish I could step into Port Charles and give them all a big hug and a piece of my mind. And then there's the situation with Sidwell. He seems to be getting more and more sure that Lucas Jones might have killed Marco Rios. Oh Lord, that worries me sick. Cassius has been planting those ideas in Sidwell's head, giving him reasons to believe it. If Sidwell keeps thinking this way, Lucas could find himself in serious trouble. And it gets worse because Ross Cullum might set Lucas up using Marco's phone, especially with a little help from Pascal. Those two working together sounds like a trap that's hard to escape. Lucas is a good man and a wonderful doctor. The thought of him being framed for something he didn't do makes my stomach twist. I've seen too many innocent people get hurt by lies in this town, and I sure hope Lucas doesn't become the next one. You know, watching all these dangerous games play out makes me think about how one small decision can change everything. Nina probably believes she's protecting someone she loves, but secrets have a way of growing bigger than we expect. I've lived long enough to learn that the truth usually finds its way out, even when we try our best to hide it. I just pray that when it does, it doesn't destroy too many hearts along the way. What really touches me is how these stories show that even strong, grown people can feel scared and trapped. Nina is under so much pressure, Willow is fighting to protect her peace, and Lucas might be walking into a trap he never saw coming. It reminds me of the old saying my mother used to share, the road to trouble is paved with good intentions. I hope some of these folks find the courage to choose honesty before it's too late. Still, I can't stop watching. Every week, General Hospital brings me laughter, tears, and plenty to think about while I sit with my knitting in the afternoon. These characters feel like old friends now, and I care about what happens to every single one of them. I'm already counting the days until the next episodes. My heart is full of worry, but also full of hope that somehow, some way, things will turn out okay in the end. What about you, dear? Are you most worried about Nina's risky plan, Willow's safety, or poor Lucas getting framed? Tell me which part has you holding your breath this week. Finally, oh, girls, I can hardly wait to tell you what's coming up on General Hospital the week of May 4 to May 8. My heart is already fluttering with excitement because we're getting the second part of that wonderful GH and Broadway event. It feels like the magic is coming straight from New York City right into Port Charles, and I'm loving every minute of it. This time, the talented Michael James Scott is heading to Port Charles with Gio and Emma. Can you imagine? He's actually going to perform live at the Savoy on May 4th. I keep picturing how special that night is going to be, the lights, the music, and all our favorite characters gathered together. It's the kind of fun, feel-good moment that makes me smile from ear to ear. After all the heavy stories lately, we sure could use a little Broadway sparkle in town. At the same time, things aren't all songs and dancing for everyone. Willow is still worrying herself sick about Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson. Those two know the secret about who really shot her, and Willow is scared they might talk. I feel so bad for her. She's already carrying so much on her shoulders. The question is, how far will Willow go to make sure Trina and Kai stay quiet? It breaks my heart to see her so desperate. Sometimes fear makes us do things we might regret later. And here's what really has me shaking my head. I wonder if Nina will find out that Kai and Trina are the ones who know Willow shot Drew. If she does, will she try to protect them from her own daughter, who seems to be spinning out of control? Nina has always tried to be a good mother, even when things get messy. But protecting people from your own child, that's a painful spot for any mama to be in. I keep hoping Nina finds the right way to handle this without making everything worse. Then there's Tracy Quartermain. That woman is something else. She is determined to make sure Brooklyn's involvement in that accident never gets buried and forgotten. Tracy has never been one to let secrets stay hidden, especially when it comes to family. She'll move heaven and earth to bring the truth out. But you know how it is in these long-running shows, cover-ups like this almost always end in disaster. I've seen it happen too many times. My stomach tightens just thinking about the explosion that might be coming. You know, watching all these stories this week makes me reflect on how one secret can grow so big it touches everyone around it. Willow is scared, Nina is torn between her daughter and doing what's right, and Tracy is stirring the pot like only she can. It reminds me of that old saying my grandmother used to share over sweet tea. Sweeping dirt under the rug only makes the house dirtier in the end. These characters are learning that lesson the hard way, and I can't look away. Still, I'm grateful we get that beautiful Broadway moment with Michael James Scott, Gio, and Emma in the middle of all the drama. It's like a little gift, a night of joy and music to remind us that even in Port Charles, there can still be laughter and magic. I'll be sitting right here with my tea, cheering them on, and hoping the music soothes some troubled souls. Honestly, this week has everything I love about our show: excitement, danger, family struggles, and a touch of Broadway dreams. I'm already counting the hours until Monday. These characters feel like old friends, and I care so deeply about what happens to each one of them. No matter how messy things get, I'll keep watching and hoping for happy endings. What about you, dear? Are you most looking forward to the Broadway performance at the Savoy, or are you nervous about Willow's secret and Tracy's determination? Tell me which part has you the most excited or worried.